Hi everybody. I skipped doing some work this weekend because had a car show, had to clean up the car beforehand, so it was a busy weekend. So middle of this week, what I'm going to try to do today is just get my rear backup lights installed. I've got most everything else kind of put together on the wiring back in the back, so let me go over what I've done. So on the previous video I rebuilt these, so I've got that ready to go. Got the flat connector on it there because that's going to go into the factory junction. Now it's got the little rubber grommets here. These people make these, but they're about $100. So these are my originals. What I did was, and for like several months, I'd put some olive oil on them and then put them in a container and just let them sit. They're not sticky. They're really pliable. So I think I've kind of rescued these. And from, let's see, where it is, here it is. So from Chevy's of the 40s, I ordered new gaskets for them. Now these go on between the metal and the glass, and then the other ones go from the metal to the body and kind of tilts it down a little bit, because you can see this has got just a little tilt back to it. So it's kind of a long form video I'm going to do here on this. Let me go all the way through it here because it's just bolting stuff up because I've got everything crimped and stuff. One thing I did notice on here, let's see if I can get to it. The light that I did for, here it is. I can't see it here, can't pull it out. The new connector to the license plate light, and it goes into, it's going into a factory plug-in on that. Part of that is exposed. So I'll need to wrap that up with some of the cloth tape that I got to keep it from shorting out. So that's just one thing I've noticed, and I got to get that done. Looking back here at the trunk, going off on a tangent here. It's got some, light rust spots here and there. This might be a good candidate for me to spray it with or paint on the rust encapsulator, the gray. Before and then it's supposed to be body color, so I might rattle can that, get that out of there. But this part's black here, and then I got some here that's green. Of course, the rubber mat that was in here, was so far dry rotted it wasn't even funny. So I might try to do that later on. That's another project. As you can see, the under here, this looks perfect. This is great right in here. So all that looks good. So let me set the camera in a good spot to show you all what's going on, and we'll get to it. All right, so I've got the two small screws that attach on the front. The two nuts that go for the back. You've got this kind of like a really wide, weird washer here, two lock washers as well. So let's start with this here. Thread this through, and these holes on the inside, they're just, they cut them at the dealership and they're really rough. So fits like that. Do these one at a time on the back side here. Flashlight on so I see what I'm doing. I'm thinking that these other lights or these other washers are designed to, when you put them in, this part here goes over that big hole in the back. So you put one in this way and one in the other way, so it grabs them on both sides. I'll admit I didn't pay too much attention to them when I took them out, but it's kind of working that way, that it grabs. Now I might be wrong on that. It kind of sort of grabs, but not quite. They got a little curve to them on the side there, so let me Just tighten it up there. Get the other one. And let me know if you've got any suggestions. There's between the floor of the trunk and this back part here, it's just a valley down there, and stuff seems to kind of disappear in there. So maybe something there that can cover it up. Of course, if I get the mat, maybe the mat covers it up there. So okay, I don't want to tighten those up too much right off the bat. All right, so let me get this here, and then the glass goes on, and the chrome trim goes on. Get a small screw here. I got a small enough screwdriver here. You just need the switch. Oh, that'll do it. Okay, that's on there. All right, let's get to the other side. All right, we'll do this the same process. Get the washers, the nuts. Also starting to wonder if these rectangular pieces on here were there just to help get some bite into the metal so you have a good ground. I'm just wondering if that's what those are designed for. Because I know on my 63 that's getting a good ground on the rear lights can be a hassle. Especially if you go out and you repaint the car, then you've painted over where the ground was, and you've got paint there instead of bare metal. Okay, that's tight. Get my ratchet here. Know if there's a torque spec on that. Okay, so that rubber there is going to pulls it in quite tight. And these gaskets, I got those from Chevys of the 40s. They weren't that expensive. They are pretty thick, so but they're just the cork gaskets. Turn this one so that's a good side up here. Which I'm not through with the rest of the wiring inside the car yet, because I want to get the engine in first. I was hoping to get that done in about 2 weeks, but I'm not sure I'm getting enough people here to help out. I need to still work on that. If you're available and you want to come help, let me know. I'll have pizza and beer. Okay, now I can run the wire here. Ooh, I hope I got enough. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to show you here. If you remember, this one had this thing right here. So these will plug into that. And that's just, that came with the car. It came with the kit and all that. So let me get these, get this plugged in here. Running underneath here. One's a little shorter. Won't go all the way over. Got this one here. Alright. Took all those. This part right here, I was saying, if you guys need to find a way to hide all these wires and everything and keep trash from falling in here. Alright, these other wires, this is, what's this say? Electric fuel pump power. And then this one is the sending unit. So that will get installed later on after I find a new gas tank for it. We'll look around. So that's installing the backup lights on it there. I have not reconditioned this yet. I've seen replacement covers for these, for the license plate lights that are chrome, but this one appears to be painted body color. The splash guard here is supposed to be body color as well. So I will get to that there. My tail lights, hey, can't tell. Those are plastic, not glass. These are glass, and those seem to be plastic. So I know people make replacements of those. So that's pretty much it for today, for this video. Try to make it simple here, one subject video here on that. But thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, share it with your friends, ask me questions. If you want to know something about my car, if you have something on your car, I'll see if I can figure it out, or something I've run across. Make sure you like the Facebook page and the Instagram page as well. I can put some things on there from time to time. But thanks for watching, and thanks for following along the journey.